Alrighty, we're going to be going over the inverted row today. The inverted row is a great exercise for, very similar to a pull-up or a chin-up, great for core, but obviously more of an upper back, upper body exercise. And we're going to go over today because this is actually somewhat confusing. The setup is a little bit weird. It's not as straightforward as a pull-up, if you can do pull-ups or not. But first off, I'm going to go over the basic setup for whichever, like we're in a Smith machine or an assisted squat rack, because the higher we go up, the easier it's going to be. So I'll show you that. We're going to go over some setup. I'm going to do some demos, and I'm going to go through a couple other things as the video goes along, just in case in case this is too challenging and you need to make it easier. Sometimes floors can be slippery, and doing it from up here, which I'll show you, can be a little bit challenging. Fortunately, this is pretty grippy, but if you're on slippery floor, you might need some modifications. And sometimes like putting a plate down or something to block your feet may not work as well. So I'll go over some important considerations as we go along with this one. So first off, the key, and this would be like if you've ever done an elevated push-up in a Smith machine or an assisted squat rack, we would want to be coming down so that the bar, I like the bottom of the chest or about nipple height or something like that, right around here, and elbows are in. So same idea if we're doing an inverted row. Instead of coming down like this, it's basically the opposite, where I'm going to set up, my hips are going to be up, my body is in line the entire way, my core is tight, my butt's tight, so I'm from heel to head, I'm in a straight line, and I pull up right to the bottom of my chest, through my elbows, so I'm pulling my fist toward my elbows, and you can see where my elbows are, and not here, I like them kind of right in the middle, right there. So you might not get all the way to the bar right here. It kind of depends a little bit on your limb length, but we don't want to force and we don't want to be reaching or anything like that. The entire body stays in a nice straight line as I'm pulling up. Now, if we want to make this harder, we just drop it down. I'm not going to get too crazy because there's a bar right here and this is a little bit of a screwy setup, but I'll show you from right here. It's all set. So again, right here, same idea, just harder this time. I wouldn't get as many reps being more like this. And then if I wanted to continue to make it more challenging, and I kind of got a weird setup right here, but if I wanted to make it harder, put a bench down right over there and then actually get myself more parallel to the floor, drop this down a little bit, and we're actually getting much more difficult with this exercise. In some cases, if you need to start up here and this is what's challenging and being straight and pulling right to here, and maybe that's right, and maybe you can get down to here, but with you being on more of a slant, you might start to slip. So this ground is really good for me. I'm not slipping, but your gym may not be so sticky. So what we're gonna do is show you how you can actually lower the bar and make yourself lighter, which is basically what we're looking to do, so that you can get a firm grip on the floor while not making it as hard as it would be if you just did it like I've just shown you. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So let's say we lower this down. Let's say being up here doesn't work for you, whether it's a preference thing or whether it's just a straight up mechanics issue with something being in your way for putting your feet, or the ground is sticky or something like that. Like there just might not be enough room. What you can do is lower the bar down. We'll lower it to, let's go here. I'm gonna bend my knee. So as long as you can see, as long as Jason can catch this, I'm gonna bend my knee to around 90 degrees. So instead of being straight from heel to up here, up to shoulders and head, I'm actually gonna be just looking to be straight from knee to shoulders and head. So what I'm doing is bending my knees, taking them out of it, and coming up like this. So I get a firm grip on the floor with my feet because now I'm not pushing this way. See, I'm slipping a little bit right now, so I'm forcing it. I'm just gonna bend here. And although that's still pretty easy for me, there's a pretty good chance that you can find a spot closer down to here, get a firm grip on the floor and make this challenging by just bending your knees at around, I'd say around 90 degrees, just getting a firm grip and making sure that you're just pulling this portion of your body up. So that's what you can do if, for whatever reason, being higher up forces you to, like, it might be the right place for you to be to get the whole body from feet to shoulders pulling, but it might actually just, you might be slipping, or maybe there's a bar in the way that like there is right here, so you can bend your feet, or bend your knees, sorry. So that is, I think I got everything there. So most of the time, like, you can do an underhand grip, you can do an overhand grip, you can do a shorter grip. I usually just, like, as a standard, if you're doing this for the first time, hands just a little bit outside the shoulders, pulling right into your elbows in, and making sure to engage that rear back, and making sure you're not just pulling back with the elbows, but you're actually pulling with your upper back as well by pulling the shoulders back a little bit. So I'm going to demo a few more just from up here just to show you. So this would be the full version again, right here and down. And as far as how far to pull up as far as you can, that you're not kind of darting your chin forward or doing anything weird like that. You're staying in a solid position. And you might find that you don't pull up all the way, but you pull up to about here. That's fine as well. The main thing is you're kind of feeling a little bit of a contraction in your upper back. And again, you're not pushing forward with your chin. So that is the inverted row, a great exercise for your upper back. It moves you closer to chin-ups, especially as we move the bar down, you get a little bit more inverted or parallel to the ground to make it even more challenging. And this is a great one for grip strength, upper back, core, you name it. So the inverted row, I like it between 3 sets to 8 to 12 reps, but of course you can go higher than that if you want as well.